Very people, and people can tell us why they do what they do. I don't mean to make money. I mean, what's your why? People don't care about what you do. Money is just the result of what you do. Sometimes people believe that you cannot do things, but you have to believe in yourself first so you can impact people. A leader is not somebody who talk, but somebody who walk the way, who show the way, and we can do it. Today is my pleasure to receive someone that I really appreciate. Every single day when I wake up, I think about her story. I still haven't the story in my head. I just feel like, okay, something can happen. So I want you guys to make sure you watch the live. The live is going to be in English, but again, like we usually do, we're going to come in French and talk a little bit so you guys can know the story. So welcome.
Thank you.
So how was your day today?
Good. Busy, but good.
Like always.
As always, busy is good.
This is good.
Yeah.
So we're going to do some housekeeping.
Okay.
So before we start, I'm going to let you share the live. So I will send you the link.
Okay.
So you can share it to your group, to your friend, invite them to come. I'm going to be talking to people in French and English.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to tell us everything you want.
Okay.
And I will give you time. So let me send you the link so you can share it. And I know you speak many languages, so just feel free to share it with anyone.
Okay.
Let me send it to you. Let me know if you get the link. So I just send it to you. I'm going to share the live too.
Okay.
And I will be ready to start. Let me see. Yes. Did you get the link?
Yeah.
I send it to you by message.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you share.
Okay.
Bonsoir, j'espère que vous allez bien. Encore bienvenue sur Toridey. Aujourd'hui, j'ai l'honneur et l'opportunité de recevoir Mrs. Mansfield, Texas, sur le show. Donc aujourd'hui, on va parler avec elle pour savoir qui elle est, qu'est-ce qu'elle fait. Parce que beaucoup de gens viennent dans le monde et tout ce qu'ils savent faire, c'est de vous décourager sur ce que vous pouvez faire. Aujourd'hui, vous allez découvrir qui elle est. Une histoire très inspirante. So, pour tous ceux qui nous regardent déjà, partagez le live. Invitez vos amis, vos parents, tout le monde. Juste invitez-les, asseyez-vous. Le live sera en anglais, mais de temps en temps, je vais revenir en français parler avec vous pour que vous sachiez qu'est-ce qui se passe. C'est une femme qui vient de chez nous. Vous aurez l'occasion de connaître tout ce qui se passe. Donc, merci déjà de suivre. Partagez le like, aimez la page de Toridey et je vous reviens bientôt. So, did you get the link?
Yes. I think I just went
share
on the
page
and share.
Okay.
Since I have.
So before we start, I will give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. Tell me your name, where you come from, what you do, and why you're here today.
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. So my name is Michelle Handley, and I come from Mansfield, as you can see. This is Mansfield. But originally, I'm from Nigeria. I grew up in Cameroon.
Wow.
So I call many places home. So right now, Mansfield, Texas is home. And currently, Mrs. Mansfield. I think I'm here to share about my Mrs. Mansfield, maybe talk a little bit, about my Guinness World Record that I did back in December. Yeah. I'm a wife, a mother, a sister, and a friend.
Wow. Welcome to Toridey.
Thank you.
And welcome to the Cadie show.
Thank you.
Before we start, because I want people to know where you come from, what brought you to Miss Mansfield. Tell us a little bit about how you start that Miss Mansfield. Where does it come from?
Well, it has always been something that I've always wanted to do, but I didn't have the time with kids and everything. Until recently, after doing the Guinness thing, and I'm like, what is holding me back? Nothing, this guy is my limit, and I can do whatever thing that I want to do. So I say to myself, those dreams, I'm not going to let it die. I'm going to pursue it. So
Wow.
that's how I arrive at, being Mrs. Mansfield.
And how do you feel?
I feel great. Each time you accomplish something, you always feel great. It's not all about, the popularity or money or whatever. It's just being able to do something that you have always wanted to do.
Wow.
I've always said, even though if it's just a little bit of achievement, if it's some people, they dream of just being able to walk and they take a step. That's a big accomplishment. So yeah, I feel great.
Wow.
And I'm grateful to God.
I'm very proud of you. And
Thank you.
Again, I usually tell people that the sky is the limit. As long as you put your mind and you have the right intention, you can make it.
Right.
So before I come back, you said that you were from Nigeria.
Yes.
So
yeah, I was born in Nigeria, and at the age of 5, I left Nigeria to Cameroon, and I grew up in Cameroon. I schooled there. I left while I was in Cameroon. We traveled back and forth, Cameroon, Malabo, back. Not necessarily Nigeria, Malabo, which is Guinea Equatorial. Then I returned to Nigeria, and that was back in 2003. And I stayed a little bit in Nigeria, do things, back and forth, trying different things. Moved back to Cameroon, 12. That was in Littoral Province. That's another, the French-speaking side now. From the English-speaking side to the French, I spent 2 years, 2 to 3 years there. Then I moved. Then, America adventure began.
So when did you come here?
I came to America in 2015. So first place to go to was Guam.
Guam. Okay.
Yeah. So from Guam to California, California to Guam, Guam back to Texas. It's just
wow. So I know you win the Guinness World Cup in December.
Yeah.
So what it is?
So the Guinness World Record was all about baking. I baked for a very long time, 3 days nonstop for 55 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you choose the time? Like, how did you come up with 55 hours?
Initially, when I applied for Guinness World Record, there was already a record from someone here in America. It was, I think, if I remember, it was 35 hours. So I was like, okay, if I get approved, probably I will do 40 or 40 something. And it took them forever to get me approved. I completely forgot about it. I thought, okay, maybe they didn't see my application or anything. And during Thanksgiving, after Thanksgiving, I got an email that I've been approved. And once they approve your, proposal, whatever thing you send to them, you have 3 months to break the record. So when they send the email that I've been approved, and then I check, they're like, make sure you check to see the current record. And I checked, it was 47 hours, 21 minutes and 21 seconds. I was thinking of doing that already. Not somebody have taken my place. So I was like, I'm not going to give up, I've always wanted to do it. That's the reason, even though in my mind, I was like, one mind was telling me back off, the other was like, go for it. back up, go for it. So I decided I made up my mind, and I said I'm going to do 55 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how does it work? Like, did you sleep between those 3 days, or did you just bake for 55 hours? Like, what happened?
If I sleep, it won't be a record.
That part?
No, I did not sleep. You can sleep. You have to be baking straight. You have to be doing something. Um, well, I baked the cookies and cupcakes. That was the two main things that I submitted. Before doing it, you have to submit whatever thing you're cooking or baking or doing. So I submitted I'll be baking cookies and cupcakes. So that's what I did. And there was no sleep. I had a lot of volunteers, but they could only do 4 hours. After 4 hours, you need to rest at least 4 hours before you come back to volunteer. But I stayed up for those time. Yes, some days I felt like quitting, especially I still remember, I think it was the last day that morning, and I was so pressed. I needed to use the bathroom just to go pee. And they were like, no, you haven't made enough time, because I'm allowed to get 5 minutes in every hour, 5 minutes, but you have to earn it. And I didn't have that 5 minutes.
So how did you earn it? Like, how do you earn the 5 minutes?
After you bake for an hour, you get 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
So the whole 55 hours?
No, every hour you get 5 minutes rest. What can you do in 5 minutes?
Nothing.
Exactly.
So you stand up for 55 hours, because people need to understand why you...
Yeah.
Like what you did.
Yeah.
So you stand up for 55 hours baking.
Yes.
And every hours, if you earn it, you get 5-minute break.
Yes.
And you can either pee, eat, take a shower, do whatever but it has to be 5 minutes.
Yeah. If you can take a shower in 5 minutes and be back.
And
because there's a timer, there's people timing you. Everything you do, everything was recorded.
And did you get like the chance to drink some energy drink, something like...
You know, I don't think that is allowed to take anything to help you, but I was able to, keep the music going, dancing through it and smiling and keep going.
So again, this is a show that we talk about entrepreneur and we make sure that we motivate people. So if you have entrepreneur watching you,
right,
and they want to quit, what advice do you have for them?
Don't quit. Don't quit. Keep going. Keep going. God sees you. Whatever thing you have in mind, right now it may looks like it's not it, but just keep going. Whatever thing you're doing, keep doing it and keep doing it well. Don't quit. You're not a quitter. Yeah, that's what I told myself. I'm like, so many people are watching me, and there's a lot of people that depend on me, have so much faith that I can do it. Why would I quit?
So during this time, did you feel like you wanted to faint, you wanted to sleep, you wanted to quit? Like, what kept you going?
I felt everything. Like it's everyone going, taking a break, taking a nap and coming back, and then you're there. Like, whoa, they want to sit and sleep, or, just like, after the whole thing, I've never cherished sitting, freedom. But what kept me going was my family first believed in me, my husband especially, my friends, they were there for me. And even people that didn't know me believed that, they believed in me. So I didn't want to let them down, and I didn't want to let myself down too.
So you didn't have an option. Your option was just to keep going.
Keep going. Keep doing it.
And how many people did you have in your house?
At the end of the day, because there was like a signing book, I think it's almost 300 and something people showed up, you know.
Wow.
So first of all, I had a huge support from the Mansfield, especially the Mansfield Police and the fire department. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys know I love you guys so much. Like, I won't mention Guinness World Record without mentioning them. They would trip in and trip out, in the middle of the night just to check to see how I'm doing. That was really cool. The chief of police, he was there to support me. Though the mayor couldn't make it, but he sent an email, excuse himself, but he was there with me in spirit. So thanks, everybody. Thanks all the Mansfield people for coming out to support me.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to rest. And I will come back and talk to you a little bit. Again, thank you so much for watching. Welcome to Toridey. So I'm live on Toridey. Toridey is a platform where we build entrepreneurs, we support people, we share with the community. And Miss Mansfield told me that Toridey means tells a story. I have heard that before, and she tell a story because she grew up in Limbe. And for some reason, Limbe is a city in Cameroon, somewhere in Cameroon. So today she came here today to share with you guys about her journey. We talked about her world record that she did. Even myself, I still don't believe that she did 55 hours cooking, baking, cleaning, doing everything. And she only have 5 minutes to rest. If she can do it, I think we can all do it. I'm going to say it proudly. We can all do it.
Yes.
That's what she said. So again, she's Miss Mansfield. She's from Nigeria. I just want to say that because we are here. And sometimes people believe that we cannot do it. Again, bonsoir. Je suis Cadie Maranga. Je suis connectée sur la plateforme de Toridey. Je reçois Miss Mansfield aujourd'hui pour parler de sa journée en tant que Mrs. Mansfield. Elle est mariée, elle a des enfants, elle est mariée. Elle a gagné un world record pour cooking, baking en français veut dire faire la pâtisserie, je pense, pendant 55 heures. Elle n'a pas dormi, elle ne s'est pas reposée et chaque heure, si elle méritait, elle avait 5 minutes de se reposer. Pendant ces 5 minutes, elle devait choisir qu'est-ce qu'il fallait faire. Si elle voulait se laver, si elle voulait dormir, si elle voulait utiliser les toilettes, en tout cas, tout ce qu'elle voulait faire pendant les 5 minutes-là, elle avait le droit de le faire et revenir préparée pendant 55 heures. Elle n'a pas dormi. Donc aujourd'hui, elle est venue pour nous dire que tout ce que tu décides de faire dans la vie, tout ce que tu décides de rêver, tu peux le faire si tu mets ton cœur à l'intérieur. Si elle a pu le faire, c'est que nous pouvons le faire. Elle vient du Nigeria, elle a grandi au Cameroun, elle s'est retrouvée aux États-Unis. Aujourd'hui, elle est Mrs. Mansfield. Elle fait beaucoup de choses et je suis amazed par son histoire. Donc, quand vous voulez faire quelque chose en tant qu'entrepreneur et vous dites que non, je ne peux pas le faire parce que tu n'as pas décidé de le faire. Et elle a mentionné quelque chose, elle était entourée par des bonnes personnes. Ça ne veut pas dire qu'il n'y a pas des gens qui ne croient pas en elle, mais c'est juste qu'elle a décidé de regarder le positif. Elle a décidé de regarder ceux qui la suivent et ceux qui croient en elle et elle n'a pas voulu laisser ces gens tomber. Donc, son histoire est amazing. Elle est sur Facebook. Partagez le live, supportez-la. C'est notre sœur du Nigeria, c'est notre sœur de l'Afrique, c'est notre sœur américaine. Et ce qu'elle fait, c'est amazing. Si elle gagne, c'est nous tous qui gagnons. Donc, allez-y sur sa page, vous allez chercher Michelle, vous la supportez parce qu'elle va compétir et on va parler de ça tout à l'heure. On veut être sûr qu'elle a tout le support possible. Si vous avez des questions, mettez ça dans la barre d'informations. Encore, suivez Toridey, suivez sa page, activez la notification et je vais revenir vers vous. Michelle.
Yes.
Welcome again.
Thank you.
So I know that you are Miss Mansfield. So what's next?
Next, we now, all of us, we are aiming for Mrs. Texas.
Wow. So we're competing for Mrs. Texas.
Yes.
So when is it going to be?
It's going to start from May 2nd through May 4th.
And where?
It's going to be in Costa Cana.
So you're running for Mrs. Texas?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Nervous, but at the same time exciting,
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So how do you preparing yourself for that?
It's a lot of things to prepare, We have the interview part. which carry the greatest point, which is 50 points. We have the swimsuit. We have the evening gown. So all around, I've been preparing.
And you have to be on diet so you don't get.
No,
So
I've never, I've never been the person that will go on diet. My platform is all about food. So you have to have a platform. Okay. So my platform is about food, teaching people to eat healthy, but at the same time, know the portions that you eat. You'll be able to eat everything that you want to eat, not go on diet. If you want to eat your favorite African food, you should be able to eat it, but know your limit. So that's my thing. I don't want to deprive people from having that piece of cake. When we're growing up, we used to say, when I have money, I'm going to buy myself this big
ice
cake,
cream.
chicken, ice cream. And now you have the money, you can eat it, you're feeling guilty. No, you should be able to have that piece of cake, have the ice cream, but in moderation.
I have learned that too, that sometimes people goes on diet, but the main thing is you have to learn how many calories you need.
Right.
Because you can stay all day and you don't eat, but if you sit and you eat that fufu and that ero and like in big portion, it's like you're canceling everything.
Waste of time.
Waste
It's like
of time.
so it's must as well eat, know the portion to eat.
Wow.
And not starve yourself and then go back and overdo it.
Wow. So how does the community supporting you in your journey of Mrs. Texas?
Oh, community has been very supportive, Like, I'm shocked. I'm blown away with the amount of support. At first I didn't know what to expect from people, sometimes we all have our insecurity. You're like, oh my God, what will people say? Am I doing too much? Am I doing small? Am I doing this? But when I've learned to say, go with the flow and don't think about what people say. But the community has been amazing. They have been very supportive and they are so proud of me, which I'm shocked. Like, so.
Aww.
Yeah.
So is it something that you want to tell them? Because they're watching?
Yes. If you guys are watching me and you all know yourself, Mansfield mom, everybody in Mansfield, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. I see everybody's support. Like, I see your messages. I see what you're doing for me. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I won't let you guys down. I'll keep making you guys proud. I'm making myself proud and my kids and my husband. Yeah.
Wow. Again, if you guys are watching, make sure you share, make sure you like, make sure you put your question inside. We're competing for Miss Texas on May 3rd. By the way, my makeup has been done by MG Makeup. Yeah. And MG Makeup has done Mrs. Mansfield makeup. That's why she looks so pretty.
Yes.
So if you need your makeup done, just make sure you look for MJ Makeup in Dallas. She's going to do your makeup. She goes everywhere. And we're sure that MJ Makeup will be in Coxicana. That's where the Miss is.
Yes, she will be there.
Anyone, mark your calendar for May 3rd.
From the 2nd through the 4th. So it's 3
2 days?
3 days or 3, it starts on the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th.
3 days.
Yes, 3 days.
So it's going to be in Coxicana. I think it's 2 hours away, right? 2 or 3 hours.
An hour, less than an hour, I think 45 minutes.
So make sure you go and you support our Miss. She's not only Miss Mansfield, she's Miss Dallas, she's Miss Nigeria, she's Miss Cameroon. If she win, we win. And after Miss Texas, we're going to Miss USA.
Yes.
I don't know if she planned, but I think she's planning to go there. And after, we're going to Miss Universal. She has kids, she's married, she's a best cooker. She cooked, but you see, she's watching everything. And she already showed us that you can do anything you want. There is no age. Just start to do it, you never know. Like a baby, when the baby is little, he start to crawl after crawl, he start to walk after walk, he start to run.
Exactly.
So she's competing for Miss Texas, and it's going to be like in 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right?
No, it's already around the corner.
Oh, okay.
Because this is almost the month end, so I think it's next week, if I'm not mistaken, the upper week. Because it's the 1st, which I leave the 1st to go to the venue. So that will be on a Wednesday. We're
Okay.
already on the 22nd, so
22nd.
this weekend,
In
next
8 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else do you want us to do for you, to support you?
So right now there's a voting. That's the only time that you guys have the opportunity to help me, to vote for me. So you have to go to their page, which is Mrs. Texas Pageant, and then you see all the misses that is computing. Like their page first, and then you scroll through the photos and you see Mrs. Mansfield, and you just give me a thumbs up. That's
Okay.
all. That's how you vote.
So again, closed mouth don't get feed. You guys said that you want to support. We don't want you to call to say congratulations. We want you to act. Because whenever she's going to be in Coxicana, we're going to be in the room to clap for her.
Right.
But now this is the time to show your support. So go to Texas,
Mrs.
Texas,
Pageant.
like the page, scroll down and look for Mrs. Mansfield picture and like the picture. This is the only time your voice counts. It doesn't take nothing to like a page. Every single day, if you can, share and promote her. She does a lot, and that's how we can win Mrs. Texas. We're going to leave the link on the comment. If someone is watching, you can type it, Texas pageant, and make sure you like it and you watch it. Now, back to you. So, what do you do for the community?
For the community, well, first, so far I've been doing with my church, which is Creekwood. I go to Creekwood Church. I'm involved in some of the stuff. We have different things. They have different life group to support the community. We have the random act of kindness, which we just pick random people, random places, and give stuff to. We have the cooking classes. Sometimes I teach cooking. And there's so much more.
And also, I know you have a Facebook page.
Yes, I do.
So can you tell them your cooking page?
Yes, I have a Facebook page, which is Mama Michi's Kitchen. There I teach, it's all about my life and cooking, every time I'm in the kitchen. So if you want to see me live all the time, direct from the kitchen, just go to Mama Michi's page and follow me. Also, I have the Mama Michi's page on YouTube. I have it on TikTok where I post short videos. Somebody needs to teach me TikTok, by the way.
We're going to teach you. We're going to find someone to teach you.
Same thing on Instagram. So please follow me, and you will definitely see the link to Mrs. Texas Pageant, and give me a vote.
So again, our Miss, she's not only pretty. She knows how to cook. She has a page. I'm just letting you guys know. She knows how to cook African dishes. She knows how to cook American dishes. She knows how to do everything. And I think we might have some picture that we're going to show you guys. So make sure you follow her personal page, her Mama Kitchen page. Is on Facebook. We're going to leave everything there. If you have any question about your journey, about something that you want to ask her, just make sure you put on the comment, and I will come back and check on the comments. And by the way, I want to ask you, if anyone is watching now, what can you tell those entrepreneurs, or somebody want to do something and they think that they cannot? You come from Nigeria, and we have to be honest.
Right.
When you compete for Mrs. Texas, Mrs. Mansfield, maybe you were like, oh, my accent, maybe am I going to win? Like, how did you deal with that?
Well, we always have an accent. I think we have to get used to it, that people telling you have an accent. Sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Sometimes they admire it. So, but people used to take it the wrong way, thinking, oh, I don't know how to say something. They say I have an accent. It's a good thing to have an accent. I always say it's a good thing to be unique. It's a good thing to be you. In a world that anybody can be anything, choose to be you. There is no two of you. And whatever thing you're doing, remember this, remember to crawl before you walk. Don't from your mother's hand and just start flying. So patience, be patient, and keep doing. what you're doing. Be patient. It will work out.
So is it something else that you do? Like, do you read? How do you carry yourself when you feel like you want to quit? How do you charge yourself back up?
How I charge myself, I know people would think maybe I'm too spiritual. I pray. I pray. Once I pray and I tell God that I've committed this into you, I'm not going to carry that burden. Like, it sounds funny or it sounds crazy, but that's the truth. Even my husband know, I'm like, I've already prayed about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm living, I believe in God. I'm a Christian. So everything I do, I always put God first.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, her story is very inspiring. We're running for Mrs. Texas, and we want you guys again to go and vote. Go to Texas page. First, make sure you like the page first.
Yeah.
You look
Mrs.
for
Texas.
her, Mrs. Texas, and pageants, and also look for Mrs. Mansfield. And you're going to see her picture, and make sure you like the picture and you share. And she's going to compete on May the 2nd to May 4th in Coxicana. So if you have time, make sure you get there. If you don't have time, make sure you share, you clap for her and you do all those stuff that you can
There's
do.
a link, to watch online for people that can. I'm going to share the link during those 2 days because the link is for the 3rd and the 4th. So there will be a link for people to watch online.
Okay.
To watch online.
So we're going to make sure that we share the links and you guys watch online. So your support is welcome. So we want to talk a little bit about some challenging that you have faced, especially during your cooking, during your, your journey in Mrs. Texas or Mrs. Mansfield. What challenge have you faced?
A lot of challenges every day, sometimes it's financial, because they give you some tasks for you to get sponsor. And I'm this type of person that I don't know how to go talk to people, especially when it comes to like, oh, give me money and sponsor me. It's like, oops, they'll think I'm crazy. So that was really a challenge, But again, thank God that has passed, But I think in the future, if it still come up, it still be a challenge.
So how did you do it? Knowing that you didn't know how to ask, you were, shy and stuff like that, but you knew that you have to do it.
Yeah, I think I went, I'm trying to be honest, I think I went through the easy route. Like, I went to friends that knows me. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, you're being honest,
Yeah, so I went to friends that knows me, and then, my friends were there to support.
Okay.
Because it can be anybody. I'm like, okay, since it can be anybody, I will choose my friends.
I mean, it's a blessing to have friends that support you, Most of the time when you have a business and you put it out there, you don't see your friend and your family.
Right.
They will talk about that, but when you're supporting, everybody disappear. So having friends that support you is amazing.
Yeah.
But now, as a miss who want to impact people, what would you tell to entrepreneur or people who need to do something and they're scared to go and look for sponsor? What's your advice for them?
Don't be like me. Go for it, prepare yourself, make it, write down what you're going to say, and then go for it. Keep, the first person may not give you, the second person may give you. So you never know. Don't jump into conclusion that, oh, they're going to reject me, because that's always if you, what about if they reject me? If they reject you, it's okay. Move on to the next person. Don't be like me.
So the miss said, don't be like her. She's a little bit shy, but again, if somebody said no and you were here, you're still right there, closed mouth don't get feed. Just ask as much because you never know who's going to say yes. And sometimes you just need one yes to go viral. But she's blessed that she has some good friend. And usually we say to have good friend, you need to be a good friend yourself.
Right.
That means if she has good friend because she's a good person. Because if you're not good to people, people might not be good to you.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of you again.
Thank you.
And you look very pretty today.
Oh, thank you. Well, thanks to you and your crew. And what's her name?
MJ Makeup.
MJ Makeup. She did my makeup. Guys, see MJ Makeup. And she's going to be live at Corsicana. I'm going to be using her. So if you need makeup on that day, if any of my pageant queens are watching or whatever, I'm going to post it. You know, if you need makeup, even though if it's not for pageant, you have an event, please let MJ Makeup do your makeup.
Good. So we're going to go in the comment because we need to make sure that, we have some question. Okay, some people ask how do they do to participate, but we already answered that. So somebody say, what's the criteria to be Mrs. Mansfield for the next one?
Oh, well, you have to be married. You have to not have a criminal record because they do background check. You have to not have a nude pictures online. They check all those things. Just saying, you just have to be a good person all in general because they check some things. But for Mrs., you have to be married for some years.
So again, if you guys want to be Mrs., you have to be married for some years.
Yeah.
Since we talk about entrepreneurship, we're going to come back again. Today we had a great class. And Toridey told us something that make sure about what you post online because it might come back and bite you.
Yep.
Maybe 5 years ago, she didn't think about being Mrs. Mansfield. But you might have posted a picture, and when you post something online, that picture does not belong to you anymore because you don't know who might download the picture. So be mindful about what you put online. Be mindful about the people you associate yourself to. Because of those stuff, it can come and bite you. It doesn't mean that if you have bad record, you cannot succeed somewhere, but you might not be Mrs. Mansfield. So someone says that if you win, so we're going to remove if. Whenever you win Miss Texas, what will be your apport for the community?
Oh, so mostly I'm going to be, self-esteem to the younger people, anybody, and I was, by the community, I'm going to help them, especially there's a lot of people that has bad relationship with food. I want to tell some people, it's either they love the food too much, some people don't love it at all. So they have to be balanced. So my whole thing is like for you to have that good relationship with food. The food is not a bad thing. It's only the way you eat it.
Okay. So Mrs. Mansfield, someone says you're a Christian woman and at the same time you're Miss. This is more secular. How do you handle that?
Well, it's not, I would disagree with that.
Okay.
Being a Christian and being a Mrs. does not make it, there's nothing in me that makes it secular. It's I'm married, it's my title, and I'm competing for that title. And just to teach, the world that there's a good Mrs. This is not Miss. We are not going to be going naked or something, Your platform can be anything. You can be there and become, if you're a pastor, that will be your opportunity to create your platform, to lead people to Christ. And whatever thing, like this I'm doing is also a calling. So people that follow me knows I'm a Christian. And if I'm doing something good, you ask, okay, I would like to know that I had God. So it's not a bad thing. I would disagree on that.
So does people look at you weird when you go to church?
No.
Okay.
That's a good thing because, I'm doing nothing bad in the eyes of God.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to the next question. Someone says, what is she doing to make more Miss coming from our community?
Which community? Mansfield?
So we can start with Mansfield. We can start after Mansfield, we can go to the African community. Your community.
My community, what am I doing?
So let's define what do you think your community is?
Well, my community is, wherever I am and the people. It doesn't have to be a particular thing or a particular place. Anywhere can be my community, anywhere can be my tribe.
Nice.
So there's no like pick and choose. I'm for the people.
People person.
Yeah.
So what do you do to mentor other people or to encourage people to be Mrs.? Like what do you do?
Well, I'm trying to grow on that platform. I'm always available to give free coaching, to people that need help. If you need help and you need free coaching, I will give you that, teaching, cooking classes, whatever thing I can do within my means. I volunteer my time. I give my time, to whoever that needs it, to the community.
So Mrs. Mansfield knows how to cook. She said if you need to learn how to cook, she's available to do so. If you need some mentorship to be resilient, to be tough, and if you want to give up, make sure you contact Mrs. Mansfield.
Right.
If you cannot get in contact with her, just make sure you follow Toridey. Send Toridey a message and we make sure to talk to her because Toridey means telling something.
Right.
So he has to tell us stories all the time. He has to bring the news. May 5th, make sure you go and you text Toridey. How was the vote? How was Mrs. Texas? And we come back and give you the news.
Right.
So what do you have to say to all those young people watching you?
Well, like someone mentioned, saying, being Mrs. is a secular thing. I disagree. It just depends. Everything can be secular, everything can be bad. But, we have to do things and knowing that, okay, I'm doing the stuff that align with my calling and I'm not doing anything bad. It's just a title. We're not doing anything in secret that, that is out of the place, So if you want to do something, always remember to put God first. And don't judge a book by its cover.
Don't judge the book by its cover. You never know where things are going.
Yeah.
So after Miss Texas, what's next?
Oh, we'll keep that for another day. There's a lot. I don't think we want to. Yeah.
No, we don't want to talk about that, but we just want to make sure that we keep going. You know?
There's other things planned, which is coming up, and when is the right time, I'm going to come and share with Toridey, with you. I'll come and share it.
So you see, you have to be organized in life. She said she doesn't want to confuse you.
Right.
Because most of the time when you teach people, you have to take step by step. So now we're competing for Miss Texas. There is so many things we don't want to open everything today because if you guys are watching, we don't want you guys to come back and say, I thought. No, we're giving you simple direction. Now let's focus on Miss Texas. After Miss Texas, we're going to make sure we're bringing Miss Mansfield back here to Toridey because she's going to tell us where she's going next. We're going to make sure that we're bringing Miss Mansfield here because if she was able to win 55 hours with no sleeping, she needs to help us because when we work night shift, we sleep. We don't know what to do. We need to make sure that we're bringing Miss Mansfield here because today I was talking to her. I said, do you cook every day? You cook breakfast, you clean. You cook lunch, you clean. You cook dinner, you clean. How do you do that? And she's so clean. Her house is spotless. I was like, do you have maid? She said, no. I said, this is a story for another day.
I know.
So she's there. If you have any more questions, make sure you ask her the question. I want you to say something in French to all people watching us.
Mais pourquoi tu me mets dans le spot? Bonsoir, mes chers frères et merci. Now you put me on the spot.
Oh, yeah, you Mrs. Mansfield. You need to,
I need to impress them.
You need to impress them.
OK. Si tu n'es pas encore voté, il faut aller sur mon page, Michelle Handley ou Mama Michi's Kitchen. Il faut aussi suivre Mrs. Texas page. Et tu cherches mon nom, Mrs. Mansfield et tu me donnes ta vote. Merci, j'apprécie.
Again, you see, whatever you want to do in life, you just have to put your mind to. She is shy, but she talked to you guys. Mes amis de France, elle dit que si vous n'avez pas encore voté pour elle, allez-y sur sa page Facebook, vous la trouvez, vous partez sur la page de Texas Mrs. En tout cas, les informations dans la barre d'informations, cherchez sa photo et aimez. Elle n'est pas devenue Miss Mansfield parce qu'elle s'est réveillée le matin, elle est devenue Miss Mansfield. Elle a travaillé pour ça. Quand tu réussis dans la vie, souvent les gens disent que c'est la chance. La chance existe.
Oui.
Mais quand la chance, l'opportunité et la préparation se rencontrent, les gens disent que c'est la chance, mais elle a travaillé pour ce qu'elle est. Elle prépare, elle est belle, elle est intelligente, elle parle plusieurs langues, elle n'a pas peur d'affronter qu'est-ce qui vient dans sa vie. Elle s'en fout de tout ce que les gens pensent. Ça ne veut pas dire que les gens ne parlent pas mal ou les gens ne la découragent pas, mais elle se focalise sur le positif. Donc, comme tous les entrepreneurs, les choses vont venir dans votre vie, mais il faut être focalisé. Aujourd'hui, elle allait au travail, elle travaille même. Elle est nurse, mais elle travaille. Après le travail, elle a dit qu'elle doit être à Toridey. Elle est venue à Toridey. Donc, comment supporter Miss Mansfield? Aimer sa page, partager, encourager-la. Quand on a appris que Miss Mansfield allait compete, la belle Breeding a dit qu'on doit faire ton make-up à la belle.
Oh.
Elle est venue à la belle, on a fait son make-up. Quand elle est arrivée, tout le monde est sorti pour dire, Miss Mansfield, we need to cheer you up. Guess what we got back? She said, give me a second. She went and get her crown. She said, I'm going to honor you. So we already approved that Miss Texas. So you guys do your part. You don't have to know everything. The little you have, even if you don't have any money, just make sure you share.
Right.
Again, if you want to know more what is coming, make sure you follow Toridey. Activate your notification because you're going to receive all the good news. Again, I'm going to let her say a last word because she has worked so much. Make sure you follow her, make sure you support, make sure you ask questions. And we're going to bring her back here because she has a lot that she hasn't mentioned. And also, if you want to feel motivated, go look for the Guinness World Cup and go watch it. Because I personally am going to go watch it. Because I'm very tired and I keep asking her, was it 55 hours that you didn't sleep? You didn't feel sleepy? You only had 5 minutes? What did you do? She was telling me something that in 5 minutes, somebody has 1 minute to pee, 1 minute to massage her feet, 1 minute to do this. I'm like, oh my God, I have to work on myself. I thought I was doing so many stuff, but I'm not doing nothing. She has to be so organized and she has kids. She has a husband to take care of. So all the married women out there saying that because you're married that you cannot do what you can do. This is our role model. When you guys hear Miss or Mrs., you think that, oh, they are lazy, they just sell their body. She does not. She's very married and her husband support her. And she still do whatever she needs to do. So please make sure you follow. We're going to let you rest a little bit. But before you go, I want you to look at the camera and tell them what you want to tell them, whatever you feel like you should tell them.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. Well, thank you guys for having me. Please make sure you follow Toridey and also go to my page. I'm sure she have said it all. Go to Michelle Handley and follow me, Mama Michi's Kitchen. That's my page as well. Follow me. And if you haven't voted for me, please, 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 please go to Mrs. Texas Pageants and then follow them first. And then you look for Mrs. Mansfield and just like my photo. That is how you vote. And thank you for all your support. I don't know you guys, but I see your support. Thank you.
Okay, so before I let you go, do you have any question for me?
I
usually don't ask that question, but I'm letting you telling me.
Well, you do a lot because when I walk in today, I saw all those women and you were teaching them class. So you do a lot. I am proud of you.
Thank you.
You should be proud of yourself too. And thank you for giving me the opportunity. Oh, thank you for the wonderful makeup.
You're welcome.
And what's her name again?
Cadie.
Cadie.
And MJ Makeup.
MJ Makeup.
Her name is Marianne.
Oh, okay. So she was really good. And I'm going to make sure that she's live and direct in Costa Cana from the 2nd through the 4th. So, if any of you need makeup, just contact her. We're going to put her information, or you can send me personal message. I'm very good at responding to messages. I try to go through it in my downtime. But yeah, if you have any question, just let me know, or you let her know. She's going to get the message across to me.
Thank you so much again for
Thank
coming.
you too for having me.
So I'm going to talk to my French people a little bit.
No worries.
So again, I was live on Toridey. Je ne sais même pas si je parle en français ou en anglais parce que je suis tellement contente de recevoir cette femme parce qu'elle est une motivation pour moi. Donc, si vous n'avez pas encore suivi Toridey, suivez Toridey, aimez la page. J'ai reçu Mrs. Mansfield aujourd'hui. Mansfield, c'est une ville qui est dans le Texas et elle compite pour Miss Texas, donc pour la compétition de Miss Texas. C'est une femme qui est très forte. Elle vient du Nigeria, elle a grandi au Cameroun, elle vit aux États-Unis et elle parle français, elle se débrouille. Et aussi, elle est une bonne cuisinière. Elle cuisine, elle peut vous faire des plats. Elle n'a pas parlé de ça, mais si vous avez des occasions, des mariages, des anniversaires, tout ce que vous avez, elle prépare. Chaque samedi, elle ne dort pas seulement chez elle. Elle va à Farmer Market, aller préparer et vendre de la nourriture aussi là-bas. Et elle impacte la communauté. Donc, suivez sa page. Si vous avez des questions, si vous vous sentez découragé dans la vie, elle a dit commencez un peu. Et ça peut, vous ne savez pas où ça va partir, vous ne savez pas qui vous regarde, vous ne savez pas qui vous chérit. Sa communauté est supportive. Et quand on parle de communauté, on parle d'où elle vit, les gens qui travaillent avec elle, les gens qui vivent avec elle. Donc, souvent, quand on parle de communauté, les gens pensent qu'on parle de la couleur noire, les gens pensent qu'on parle du pays dans lequel tu vis. Donc, si vous avez d'autres questions, envoyez à Toridey ou laissez dans la barre d'informations. N'oubliez pas de partager le live et on va revenir sur vous. Encore, c'était Cadie. J'étais live sur Toridey. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking, sharing the page. Make sure you follow her. Make sure you vote for her. Make sure that you pray for her. You send her all the blessing. And make sure that you guys come back and stay tuned. The only way you can stay tuned is by following her page, following Toridey. And after the May 5th, make sure you come and check on her. Make sure that she's fine. And again, her makeup was done by MJ Makeup. MJ Makeup will be live whenever Mrs. Texas will happen. For all the entrepreneurs, I want to tell you guys something. When preparation meets chance, this is when success happens. Yeah. When we heard about her, we said we need to have her in our location. We didn't think twice. Before she think about who's going to do her makeup. As an MJ Makeup, I do not care what you do on May 3rd. I need you in Coxicana. When she worked in today, she said, I haven't signed any deal. I was wondering if you're available. I said, Mama, don't worry. We got you. So I said, get your makeup done first. After your makeup, let us know how you feel. We didn't even ask the question after the makeup. She just said that she's going to be live. So when you have your businesses, make sure you do it correctly. Make sure that you don't work for the money. Work to make sure that you do it good. Money will come later.
Amen.
Work hard is not always easy, but is possible. So I was live on Toridey. It was my pleasure to serve you today and to host you. And this is Miss Mansfield, and make sure you follow her. I will see you guys next time. Thank you.